What's up, everyone? Welcome to this mellow Monday night. I'm a little tired today. It's been a long weekend, honestly. Had a big one, had a busy one. Was out at PAX Unplugged. Hey, that announcement is new. Yeah, I don't know why Stream Elements is suddenly doing stuff on my channel. I don't know why that is there. Don't know why that is there. Oh god. Oh god. You know what? Actually, I might know why. Let me see here. Where's my extensions? Nope. Nope. Is that? Nope. Is this? Nope. There they are. Yeah, extensions. Yeah, no, it's not in there. So I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird that Stream Elements is suddenly like here. I've had Stream Elements. I've been a member of Stream Elements for a while. Wait, can I make it? Oh, I see. Okay. Huh. That's cool. I can also mute him and unmute him. Interesting. I don't care what he does. Like, there's nothing in Stream Elements chatbot that like I need to use. Literally the only thing that I would even consider for any reason would be like a giveaway for the games that I do around the first 15, but I wouldn't even want to do that. I don't have like, I'm not big enough a streamer to need like, you know, moderation and stuff. And I mean, I have auto mod. But yeah, no, it's just, it's real goofy. So, you know, we're going to click part. Now he's not in there. He's gone. But yes, a slight change that you can see directly above me, for those of you that are watching this, is that I no longer have my Discord. I no longer have my Discord link up there. That was where I had my Discord link. And it was just a jumble of letters and whatnot. So what I decided to do was, and I wish I would have done it sooner. It honestly made more sense to do it sooner. I decided to tie Kelf's the URL of Kelf's Corner to a link tree. So there it is. If you happen to go to kelfscorner.com, oh shit, we got some other things. If you happen to go to kelfscorner.com, that is what you will see is right there. Why is this suddenly showing everything in one way but not in the other? That's weird. So yeah, that is what you will see if you go to kelfscorner.com. Is links to all my stuff. So the Discord server, here we go. We'll zoom in here. There we go. Yeah, the Discord server, Twitch, YouTube, Patreon, Twitter, Instagram, which I really don't use these. I don't use this really ever, but it's there. And I very rarely ever use my Twitter account. And obviously, you know, I'm here and I'm on YouTube and I have the Patreon, but I don't use it. But I'm fairly active in the Discord. So there you go. Kelf's Corner Discord server. You know, if you want to get to there you are. Decided to set that up. So yeah, that's what's there, and I got it all over the place now. It's just a little bit easier. So Little bit easier. But yeah, no, you were playing Magic the Gathering. Ooh. What kind of, what's up, Derek? What kind of deck do you run? I used to play. I have a couple decks. They're around here somewhere. I actually think they're in a box, in my attic. I had a couple decks. I had a red deck that was like very much just a straight up burn deck. And then see, I never got into commander stuff. That was like shortly after I stopped playing. I loved red decks. I loved burn decks that was just about dealing as much damage as they could. Unfortunately, my good friend and fellow streamer, Justin, or is he is known on the on the Twitch accounts, Jay and Savco. He plays a blue deck. He would play a blue deck just to spite me, and to spite everybody. But I loved my red black deck. I loved my red deck. I had a vampire deck, or not a vampire deck. I had a whatchamacallit, I had a werewolf deck. Hold on.
Hey, I mean, what?
We're gonna look at Justin's stream. What's he doing?
I mean, yeah, no, it's battle.
Yep, battle.
Yeah. Hey, it's the trader. What's up?
This is my slot. This is my time slot.
Oh, that's right. I gave her the justice sword. The sword of
All right, well, close that out of there. But yeah, so, yeah, I loved, ooh, a red blue counter burn. Huh. I can see that being fun. I never liked, see, as somebody who I don't like screwing people over, I always hated playing blue decks, because I feel dirty about it. So I feel wrong about playing a blue deck. It's just ridiculous to me. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's all reaction. That it's just all reaction. Oh man. But we have ooh, did I fucked this up. Yeah, no, don't care about that. Yeah, I got a couple things that I wanted to talk about tonight. So like I said, I just got back from PAX Unplugged. It was absolutely amazing. It was tons of fun. And I am 100% doing it again next year, so long as I have the money and my wife and I can manage our then 10-month-old baby. Because I'm having a child in February, so that might put a little damper on some things. But funny enough, I actually saw a lot of people there, more people there with kids than I expected. That was the funny thing. I saw a lot of people walking around with like young ones, with babies. So it's good to see folks getting into that, to getting their kids into that super young. I know my kid is going to be inundated in it from day one. Like I want to get like big foam. I have big foam dice, that she's going to be able to play with. So, but yeah, it's, don't have transportation end up where, yeah, I will tell you what, that is the one rough thing, was It was like the one hard part about the whole thing for us was driving out there with my wife being pregnant. It was like, we live in Pittsburgh, so we were planning on driving, and that's about a 4.5 hour drive. So it was definitely like a thing where it's like, okay, are you gonna be able to make this drive? Is it gonna be okay? And we made a couple stops just to keep her, kind of managed. I'm in New York City, so I might be even closer. Yeah, it's possible. It's very possible. Didn't want to drive myself. Yeah. So, and, but yeah, I mean, we left here about 12 o'clock or so. Made a couple stops at got some lunch. And then we really got on the road and got out there around like 1 o'clock. And then we got into Philly at around 5:30, 6 o'clock, which I don't recommend. I also don't recommend doing it on a day where it is constant rain, because my entire trip out there was just coated in rain. There was not a point where the rain let up, and it was ridiculous. But the worst thing is in Philadelphia, the road lines are so light that when you have a little bit of water on the road and there's lights, you can't see shit. So there was plenty of times where I was driving through the city, going in directions, not knowing if I was in 1 lane or 2 lanes, or if I was in a 2-lane road or a 3-lane road. So it very much was touchy. We got to the hotel, we got ourselves situated. I want to say this. I live in the suburbs. I've always lived in the suburbs, even when I've moved, to the different houses I've lived in. I've always lived in the suburbs. The concept of being in a city where there's no like parking, even Pittsburgh, has like parking areas. Being in a city where parking just doesn't exist is beyond me. So we had to get the car checked in to a parking garage, which I'm always touchy about. But we got ourselves... I have not been to New York City. I've been to Buffalo, New York, which is the suburbs, but I've never been to New York City, and I couldn't even imagine it. It is so beyond me. Buffalo is nice. I have family up in Buffalo, so I've been up there a couple times. But yeah, it was interesting. But we got into the hotel, and then got a hold of my friend who lives out in Philly, and we were gonna go and meet up with him and have dinner. So I went out there, and we went to a ramen place. I got some amazing ramen. And we hung out for a bit. We played a game that I have been wanting to play for a while. I'm going to go grab it real quick. Whew. Ooh, I'm talking about Thursday. Wait, am I talking about Thursday? No, I'm talking about... I was out in Philly Friday and Saturday. Oh, when we drove up, Friday. We were only out there... So we were there Friday into Saturday. We left here about noon on Friday. We got out there, got in the hotel, went and had dinner with my friend, and then went to bed, got up about 8 o'clock on Saturday morning, got ourselves situated, moved the car from one parking garage to another that was closer to the convention center, and then we got into the convention center about 9:30, 10 o'clock ish, like right as they were opening up. And we spent about 8 hours there. Like, we were there until about 6 o'clock. And at that point, we had kind of seen, we had walked the entire exhibition floor a couple times. We had done the things that I wanted to do. And Kaylee had a couple things that she wanted to see and things that she wanted to buy. We did have parking at the hotel, but the thing is that you have to pay for parking at the hotel. So it was $50 to park our car at the hotel. But I didn't know where the parking was or how to park there. So I just valeted while we were there. But the thing is that they don't have, it's not like a parking lot at the hotel. It is a garage that goes up. So like you pull it in on street level and you basically give them your keys. They give you a ticket and they drive your car into an elevator and it goes up and they park it on like different levels. It's absolutely beyond me. Like I've never gone to a big city like Philadelphia or New York, so all that stuff is foreign to me. I'm so used to going to hotels in like, you know, outskirts in like the suburbs where you have a parking lot and, you know, you can do whatever you want. But yeah, so like I said, I got to play this game that I have been wanting to play for a while with my friend. And I'm gonna see if I can bring it up here on the computer so it's a little bit bigger and you can see. Yeah, here we go. There's a good sized image of it. Yeah, so the game is called Rock Paper Wizard. What the heck? Come on, there we go. Yeah, the game is called Rock Paper Wizard, and it's really interesting because the way that you play it is, I have everything in my box here, but this is, you can see everything here on the screen. So you can have up to 6 players, and you have these cool little wizard tokens that go with it. So being that my favorite color is red, I obviously played the red wizard. But I will admit the purple wizard looks really cool, and I swear to God, this yellow one in the top right on the screen here is like the art from the cleric or something in D&D. Like, this is in the book. But purple looks 100% like Mordenkainen. It's very hard to see. Hold on, let me adjust my camera here. God, I should probably set this up so that it's easier to switch between these. Is that the, okay, I thought that was the, because I know that's the spell burning hands, but for some reason it was telling me that was the, my mind was saying the cleric. Yeah, this art right here for this wizard is fucking sick, and I absolutely love it. But the way that you play this is very simple. And I say very simple. It took us a while to actually kind of, it's a bit of an awkward game, to say the least. So the way that it works is you pick your character and you take these little tokens down here at the bottom that have little plastic stands, and you place them on this center line. So this is the starting point. And then the first player, whoever's number 1, it gets the potion of speed. They go first. And then depending on how many players you have, you draw cards from your deck. And each one of them, as you can see, has a different spell on it. And this is the spell book. This is the book that everyone is playing from. And the goal of the game is you want to move your character from this center playing field onto this pile of gold. Okay. Now, at the end of every round, whoever is closest to the gold can make a dash for it. Now, if you make a dash for it, you get 5 gold. Whoever is in second gets 3, and the goal of the game is to get to 25 gold. Now, you can also have stuff that pushes you back. So, as you can see, Dimension Door, the target and the caster swap positions. That's pretty simple. Color Spray, target loses 1 gold for every wizard poorer than them. So if they're really close, if they have the most money, playing that would really hurt them. Wall of Force, caster advances 2, target reverses their gesture to point back at themselves, and Fireball, target gets pushed 5 spaces back towards the exit. Now, where this is referring to gesture is where the concept of rock, paper, wizard comes into play. The way that you play this is when you sit around the table, you actually say, you know, it's like rock, paper, scissors, you know, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. So you would actually do these symbols at the person that you want to cast it at. So if you were casting Color Spray, you know, you'd cast it like this. It would be rock, paper, wizard, and then you would do that symbol to the person you are casting it at. So that's where something like Wall of Force, the target reverses their gesture to point back at themselves. So if I was casting Fireball at somebody and they cast Wall of Force at me, they get to move forward too. And now my Fireball is hitting me and I have to go back. I have to go back 5 spaces. So if you enjoy D&D, if you enjoy chaotic fun, and you like party games, go and pick this up. It's Rock, Paper, Wizard. I honestly don't know where I got it, but it's out. I want to say maybe I got it at Target, but you know, go and search it up. It's a lot of fun to just sit around and goof about, because every round, the way that it works is once you resolve everything, so it goes in order. So whoever is the potion of speed, they're the first one to resolve their spell, and then it goes to the second player, goes clockwise. But at the end of the round, once everything's resolved and the money has been dispersed, the card that's the furthest away from the deck gets discarded, and then everything slides down and you draw another card from the deck. So in this case, if we played out this round, Dimension Door would be gone, and we would draw another card from the deck to take its place, which I just drew from my deck, and I got Burning Hands. So it's on Amazon for $25. There you go. A great gift for Christmas. If you got some nerdy D&D friends and, you know, are gonna have a party and whatnot, it's definitely a lot of fun with the right crowd. It's a minimum of 3 players, because you really it does specifically say 3 to 6 players. So, because you kind of need like 3 people to go against, because otherwise it's just one spell against another. So, but yeah, it was a fun game. Myself, my buddy Andrew, and my wife played it together, so it was fun. We had a good time stumbling through figuring it out. That was the fun part of it all, was just trying to figure out how it worked. Was half of the fun. So yeah, if you get the chance to check this out, definitely go and do that, because it was well worth the half hour or so that we played, just hanging out and goofing off. Also, and here's another here's just a side thing. As you can see on the screen, there's all kinds of these little cardboard, oh, you can't even see, there we go, these little cardboard coins. If you play in person, if you play D&D in person, you can just give these out to your players as gold. Like if they're going through a dungeon and they find, they loot a goblin and they find 3 gold, like you can just hand them 3 of these coins as like a little fun thing. And the nice thing is on the sides here, they actually don't show it in this picture, but those other stacks are actually numbered so that it's a stack of 5 coins and a stack of 10 coins. So if they find like 15 gold, you can hand them these and say, oh, there's your gold, and it's, again, nothing crazy, just a fun little thing that you can do where in-person play comes into mind. Now to put everything back into the box. Box does not seem big enough. Every time I take this out, everything seems like it doesn't want to fit into it. But yeah, so that was my Friday night. Like I said, my wife and I eventually got back to the hotel where we rested up for the evening, got ourselves some sleep, and then we headed to the convention as early as we could. And it was something else. I've in my out here in Pittsburgh, we've never really had like big board game stuff. What was your pre-PAX? That was your that was it. It was us hanging out and just enjoying each other's company. But I've been to a bunch of different conventions out here in Pittsburgh. I've been to Steel City Con. I've been to the Pittsburgh Gaming Expo. I've been to some of the like anime conventions down in Pittsburgh. But I just want to say, like, the scale of this convention just confounded me. I still have the map for the whole place here, and like the sheer size of this. Hold on. I'm gonna do something with my camera, and I'm gonna see how much of a thing this is gonna bug me if I do. It's my camera here. It is the main camera. Filter. Okay, is there an easier way for me to edit this? Hold on, this is real-time tech support. All right, while I'm doing this, I'll show you what I was referring to. So, I don't know how familiar everyone is with, oh shit. Oh no, I don't have that other camera plugged in. Yeah, it's not even connected. So I don't know how familiar everyone is, with the Philadelphia Convention Center, but I just want to point out, like, I have different, there's a Monroeville is the big convention center, that's out, where I live. And this is the map for the main upstairs convention center. And this area right here was bigger than the entire convention center that I have here in my local town. Like the one that the Pittsburgh Gaming Convention was at, to the point they had their own map for that section so you could find certain booths. Everything else was even bigger. And on top of that, so it's like you can even see the free play tournament miniatures area was bigger than the expo area. But then there was places downstairs and in a entry hallway that you could also go and see. So it was very, very big. And unfortunately, Derek, I did not get to meet Cinder. I was very, very distraught that I did not get the opportunity to meet Cinder, but I understand how it is. You know, he was busy, so it sucked. But the thing is that I got to meet a lot of other people, and it was absolutely amazing the amount of people that I did get to meet. Oh shoot, you know what? Oh, hold on. Can I actually do that? Oh, sick. All right, cool. Hold on. Let me is there a button to make that look like what it's supposed to be? The rest of the rally cast? No, I did not. I did not meet any of them, unfortunately. Why don't I have the NVIDIA symbol on here? That's weird. Oh, there it is. Cool. I now have a button on my Stream Deck that allows me to make my background go in or out. Yeah, so I did get to meet a lot of cool people. I'm gonna bring up the picture here that I posted over in the Discord. Oh, which by the way, if you wanna get to the Discord and follow what we do here on the channel, Kel's Corner, you can go there and there's a link to it in there. But this was like kind of my big shining accomplishment there. That and these two images. So I have these scrolls that I bought a while back. I honestly thought they looked really cool and I wanted to check them out. But the way that they work is when they are rolled up, they have these lovely little snaps on them. And when you roll, they have a D20 with some swords. And when you roll them out, there is a nice little dice pouch in here. And I actually have the official Dungeons and Dragons set of dice. But yeah, so this is the black one that I have, which I did take 2 extra sets of dice in it. And yes, I did get a signature from the dungeon dudes. But no, unfortunately, I did not get a picture, as they were actually the first ones that got to sign it. Monty and Kelly were the first ones that got to sign it. And, they were doing a panel that was called, I don't know if I don't know if I have the schedule anymore. Wait, is it? I don't think it's in here. No, I don't think so. But they were doing a panel with Ginny D that was called something along the lines of like D&D and content creators, you know, and some along those lines. I couldn't remember exactly what it was, but it was kind of them talking about their experiences with doing D&D stuff on the internet and doing it on YouTube and things like that, and some of the ups and downs that they've had and tips and tricks that they could give out to people, and then they took questions. So it was a good panel. It was an opportunity for Kaylee to sit down, because, you know, we had already been walking at that point for a while. So it gave her a good hour or so to sit down. Yeah, so the one on Friday, that was the live one that they were doing, the 50 years of D&D, where they made the big announcements of the like the player's handbook coming out March of next year and all the Vecna stuff. I actually watched that one as I was driving to Philly, so I had that cranked up as Kaylee was sleeping and the rain was pouring. But yeah, so I watched their set, their panel. It was really good, and afterwards I went up to them in the stadium or in the grandstands where we were, and was like, hey, you know, could I get you to sign my scroll? And they were, you know, they both obliged, and they were very nice, and we chatted there for a minute. And, you know, I wanted to ask them some questions, but I also knew that they wanted to get out and they were doing things and they were busy. So, but I also got, so that's, here, let's do this. We'll, so that I can keep track of who I mention. There we go. This Untitled. Oh wait, actually, let's do this on there. There we go. So yeah, this right here, this is, you know, obviously Monty Martin, and then we had Kelly McLaughlin. So we had the Dungeon Dudes, which they were lovely gents, and I enjoyed chatting with them. So thought I watched on Friday, was Saturday. Oh, and then right down here, I was hesitant, but I wanted to get her signature. This right down here, this is Jenny D, where, you know, I've had my opinions of Jenny D, and I have my opinion of Jenny D. What's up, Pokey Niner? But you know, at the end of the day, Jenny D is a very powerful figure in the online community, and she was right there alongside everyone, pushing for a better system when it came to the OGL debacle and all that stuff. So I got her signature. So that was really cool of her. Shortly after that, I had a random encounter moment where I got to meet Ben Burns. Oh, ooh. What's up, Hannah? Oh, thanks, Hannah. Much appreciated. Yeah, Prime subs, giving me them Bezos bucks. Good, yeah. So I was very lucky to meet Ben Burns. So Ben Byrne is one of the hosts of the Ghostfire Gaming podcast. He found out apparently Monday that he was going to this event. And so, you know, like, I couldn't imagine working a job where that was what, you know, that was how you did. You know, it's just absolutely crazy. So I got to meet him. He was a lovely gentleman. We chatted. I told him that one of his videos that really sat with me is about professional DMing. So where he tried it and realized that it's, you know, just not really something he would want to do again. So we kind of went about our day, and, you know, Caitlin and I were having a lot of fun. And then at one point, as I was walking around, she was looking at this RPG stuff for pets. And I wandered over to a booth where I got to meet a map maker that I have been following for some time by the name of Tom Kartos. I've used his maps in my games before. I love his maps. They're very high quality. They're up there with Morvold Press and Neutral Party. And I saw him and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe you're here. You know, I would love for you to sign this. Like your beautiful maps have graced my tables more times than I can count. So he was very nice. He was a very lovely person. And then I also met Griffin Saddlebag because my wife and I were walking through. I saw the Griffin Saddlebag sitting on the counter of a booth, and I kind of like tapped my wife on the arm. I was like, "Oh, look, it's Griffin Saddlebag," and the guy sitting behind the counter goes, "Yeah, it's my saddlebag." And I was like, "Are you Griffin?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, this is awesome." And you know what? And here's the thing. There are moments in my life that like I feel like I can appreciate somebody and they can appreciate me back. Because I love Griffin Saddlebag. I have both of his books. I've used multiple of his items over the years. But the funny thing is that he when I told him my username, he recognized it from whenever we were drumming up the OGL stuff and like working to make the D&D community better. So that was a good moment to know somebody that I respect and I appreciate, you know, might remember my name here and there. So yeah, a little bit later on, we had an awesome chance encounter meeting Bob World Builder and Grace World Destroyer. So Bob and his wife Grace, and actually over here Stephen Taylor. So that is actually their editor, who is in a couple of their videos. So I had recognized him from the video they did on testing health potions. And is it possible to drink a health potion as a bonus action? And I remember watching that video and I remember laughing the whole time because it's just such a goofy concept, but is something players are so adamant about in certain cases where it's like, oh yeah, you can drink a potion as a bonus action. And it's like, the reality is it's a lot harder than it seems. But they've also done the ones where they're testing ability. Yeah, like Derek said, where they test their like ability scores and stuff like that. And can you actually move 30 feet in a round? So it was a pleasure meeting them. And as we were talking, you know, again, kind of one of those, you know, reciprocal moments. He recognized me. He remembered me from when we met at Pittsburgh Gaming Expo, and asked if, you know, asked how we were doing, and you know, we kind of chatted there for a minute, and he goes, you know, I asked what he was up to, and you know, he asked me, and I said, oh, at that point I was heading over to a hall to a signing by Chris Perkins and Jeremy Crawford, because them and a bunch of the designers from D&D were going to be, you know, signing a bunch of stuff. So he's like, oh, I'm actually going to go. He's like, I'm heading down to a room. We're going to play in a game run by Professor Dungeon Master. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, he's like, yeah, you want to meet him? Like, come on down. And I'm like, sure. So we walked down to this room. And in that room, I had the picture up here a moment ago. I had the pleasure of meeting not only Professor Dungeon Master, but also Steve Glicker of Roll for Combat and Nerdarchist Dave of Nerdarchy. And it was a true fangirl moment when I walked into that room. And I'm like, I see Professor Dungeon Master. He's in his classic attire. And I was like, oh, and I like look to the right of him at Dave. And I'm like, I know you. Like, and then I looked over at Steve and I'm like, oh my God, where am I? What just like, and I'm thinking like, there's so much influence in this room that has shaped the course of my life over years that I'm now meeting, you know, these 5 individuals that have graced my TV screen in my living room, and that I have sat and watched, you know, hours of their content, and have subjected my friends and family to hours of their content as I used to watch this when you know, I used to have their videos playing in my living room when it would just be like me and my wife and my friend that lived with us. You know, it'd be an evening thing, and these would be what we're on. And I loved watching Dave and Ned's videos, and it was so good. And I was very awestruck. I was very flabbergasted. I couldn't remember their names. I felt so terrible that I like looked over at Steve. I'm like, I know your face. I can't think. And somebody was like, roll for combat. I was like, oh yeah, Steve. And I looked over at Dave and I was like, Nerdarchist. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, ah. And the funny thing is, I mentioned this because moments ago, I was on YouTube and I was watching a roll for combat video. Where was it? That was Coffee and Cantrip. Here it is. We played the D&D VTT. I watched this, and I'll let the beginning play out because this was my experience.
Hey everyone, it's Steve Glicker from Roll from Combat with Mark Seifter and our esteemed guest host, Derek Melenda. Derek, hello. Are you turning into the Steve Martin of Saturday Night Live? You're like the...
No, it's excited to...
Yeah.
I did. Because
Yeah,
I didn't
all
go
of this inside info.
Because I didn't go to Pat.
So midway.
Well, we're actually trying to get more professional here. Because at PAX, everyone was like, hey, you. And I was like, yeah, I should probably say my name more frequently.
So I had that moment with him where I was like, hey, you, I know you face. But I just sort of say it was an honor to meet all of them, and they are such awesome people, and I was very curious about the game that they were sitting down and playing. What is up, Boy Dolphin? Just popping in to say hi. Well, thank you for popping in. That is much appreciated. But yes, I was very lucky to get the opportunity to meet them. So they were all kind enough to sign my scroll. So we have Steve. There we go. So we got Steve Glicker over here on the left. We had Bob and Grace. We had Professor Dungeon Master right there, and Nerdarchist Dave. So some awesome folks. But as you can see, there's obviously some more signatures on there. And these happen to be the ones at the signing. So this down here is Jeremy Crawford, the lead game designer of Dungeons and Dragons. As you probably know his face if you have ever looked up a ruling about how a spell or a game mechanic works, and you look up the Sage Advice columns or the Sage Advice, Jeremy Crawford is the one who writes the rules. So that is his fault. And the best part is when I got to him, hey, how's your Monday going, Lucas? I'm okay. I'm okay. I know how your Monday's going, Jared. How are you feeling right now? He makes all the whack rulings. He does. And you know what? Here's the thing about Jeremy Crawford. I respect him, and I respect the number one role in D&D, which is the DM is correct. It's great. I learned what me does to people. Where you learn what happens when things get stabbed. Oh, buddy, I'm so sorry you had to deal with that. For those that don't know, Jared got stabbed today. And it's like not even like a funny thing, just like legitimately he got stabbed. So best way, I hope you feel better. Mentally, yeah, I can imagine mentally try, that was the thing that like was hitting me all day, when you first told us about that, is like, whoo boy. So I hope you are able to process that well enough in time, spend some time with your wife and child, and remember, life is precious. But yeah, so I had a great encounter with Jeremy Crawford, because they had a line of different game designers, and that's actually who the rest of these folks are up on top. And this one, they were like other game designers that was there were, or this one as well, was or wait, hold on. Oh wait, actually, I think it's these and this one and this one. There was other designers. Justin forgot I got stabbed through a sneeze. Says somebody, that's how you stab. Oh god, that's amazing. Yep. So we have Chris Perkins over here. We got Chris Perkins over here. So I actually had a great encounter with Jeremy Crawford. He's a lovely guy. He was very, very nice, very pleasant. And I said, I kind of looked at my wife and I was like, Jeremy Crawford's the reason why me and a couple of the guys that she knows had gotten into a fight. And she's like, yeah. And I was like, I looked at her and I looked back at him. I said, I vehemently disagree with your rolling on Dragon Breath. And he kind of like looked a bit confused for a moment. I said, in regards to it being twinned. And he kind of like paused and he goes, oh. And I said, and I was like, yeah, the fact that it can be, I said, in my opinion, it can be twinned because the caster can only target one person. I said, and you have put out, and he's like, yeah, he's like, the effect can target multiple people. And I was like, yep. And he goes, well, this is the beautiful thing, that at your table, the way you read it is the right way. And at my table, the way that I wrote it is the right way. And I was like, that's the beautiful thing about it. And that's what makes this game great. So, a beautiful moment. It also screws up all of it. I know there's so much of me that's like, then write it that way. But I didn't. He was a very nice man. And I'll tell you what, Chris Perkins is a lovely gentleman. He has such a strong grip. I shook his hand and I was like, he has such a strong grip that was ridiculous. But he was really cool. And the nice thing is, I actually got him to sign a book for my friend Andrew, who played 4th edition. He had a collector's edition, 4th edition player's handbook with like silver binding and this really cool silver cover. And he signed the inside of it. This really nice penmanship. I'll have to get him to, oh yeah, that would be true. I could see him doing that. Send me a pic of that signature from Perkins, if you don't mind. Let's see if he can send me a picture. The signature is great. Yes, he does have awesome penmanship. And then, yeah, the last 2 signatures that are on here. Drastic side note, we need Fortnite again to unlock. Oh, God. What the fuck is up with that? Okay. Speaking of Peter Griffin and Fortnite and me and my wife going out to Philadelphia, when we were leaving Philadelphia, we were sitting at an Applebee's. We were eating dinner And these kids in a booth, like 2 tables behind us, were constantly just like, nah, I'm in Fortnite. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? So wait, is Peter Griffin actually in Fortnite? Hold on, I'm gonna look this up. Oh no. Oh, he is in, wait, he's fucking hot. What? Hold on. Oh, God. Freaking sweet. I'm in Fortnite. Oh, no. That is ridiculous. Oh, God. Of course, Brian is the freaking parachute. Oh, no, it's the Peter copter. What the fuck? God damn it. Such a weird tangent. God, such a weird tangent. Oh, my God. Anyway, back to where it was. I have to see if my buddy can send me that picture. But yeah, so the funny thing was, as we are leaving this signing, we were gonna be heading up to a meet and greet, and I was saying goodbye to Chris Perkins. And I turn around, and we were in this room that had a bunch of tables because they were doing some play tests of some Planescape material. And I turn around, and there's this table, and I see this guy, and I recognize him, and my mind immediately blanks as that fangirl moment hits me, and I'm like staring at him, and I'm trying to place the name, and I'm just like awkwardly standing there, and I'm like, who is this? Who is this? Who is this? Who is this? And then it hits me that it's Todd Kenrick, the like face of D&D, and the one who did the D&D Beyond milestone videos and like the roadmap videos, and the one who interviews Jeremy Crawford and Chris Perkins when 1D&D comes out. And like I stopped, and I was like, Todd, and he turns, and he's like yeah, and I was like, can I get your signature? And he's like, sure. He's like, I'm not one of the ones in the line. I was like, no, but like, you are the face of D&D to me. Like, you are the one that the Wizards of the Coast and like WotC, you are the voice of this. You are the Metatron of D&D to me, because it's your videos that I watch that like I'm like, oh, they've put out something. Like, what is Todd Kenrick delivering to us? What is the messenger bringing to us? And we chatted there. He asked me what my favorite class was, and I told him it was Bard. So he wrote, keep barding. And that was a great moment. Man, what a cool guy. He is just, such an awesome person. And that's all I can keep saying is like, these are just awesome people, that I had the pleasure of meeting. And, the last signature that is on there, is one that I posted a picture of the other day. He is such a good host. He is so good at what he does. Oh man. And the last person that I got to meet was, of course, the picture that I put up in the Discord was Ted from Nerd Immersion, the guy that I really like wanted to kind of emulate in my style of D&D content creation, like the stuff with Unearthed Arcana and doing like, you know, quick recaps and reviews. And I'm like, I subscribe to his, or I am I like paying for his YouTube channel. I forget what, joining it. I've joined his YouTube channel. Ooh, nice. A new character for an M&M game. Well, you'll have to tell us how that goes. Thanks, Derek. Have a good night, buddy. So yeah, that was I got to meet Ted, and that was the last signature that you can see up there is Ted from Nerd Immersion. So and meeting Ted was super cool because he was at the alchemy booth where he had brought coffee and cookies and stickers. So I got myself a Nerd Immersion sticker. There we go. And yes, we both were, I missed if you said anything about, I did get to meet the dungeon dudes. Oh yes. By the way, there is the signature. There is Jeremy Crawford's signature in my friend's book. What a hell of a signature that is. I mean, woofa. That was something else. Yeah, my friend was super happy to get that. Wait, come on, there we go. Yeah, but yes, I did get to meet the dungeon dudes right there. Monty Martin, Kelly McLaughlin. So super lovely gentlemen. But yeah, it was oh shit, there we go. Yeah. Going to PAX, best thing ever. Is absolutely great. I loved every minute of it. And honestly, kind of the only downsides of the entire thing. One was the drive. It was a hell of a drive. 'Cause we live in Pittsburgh, so it was about 4.5 hours, but traffic was a nightmare getting in there. And the Friday when we got in, it was raining like hell. And Saturday when we were leaving, it was the heaviest fog they had in years. So it was, I am in Pittsburgh. I don't live in Pittsburgh. I don't live in the city. But I live about 20 to 30 minutes east of Pittsburgh. So are you in Pittsburgh too? I mean, I assume by you putting two that you are also, oh, for fuck. Okay. I live in the outskirts. I live in Irwin. So I've worked in Murraysville. I worked at the Walgreens in Murraysville. So, yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. That's really weird. The fact that you pop into this channel and you live like you know, you're like 20 minutes away. My mom used to work in the Murraysville Walgreens, and I worked there a couple times because I work for Walgreens. I actually drive through there every other weekend when I go and run I go and run a D&D game at the Penn Hills Library. So I actually drive through Murraysville to get to there. Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, what a small world. Well, oh man, that's nuts. Oh shit, that's awesome. Yeah, I run a game there every other Saturday. Right now we're on holiday hiatus because my work is more demanding than ever through the holidays. But oh man, that's crazy. What a small world. Oh hell yeah. Yeah, I'd be up for that. That'd be sick. Yeah, I'll be there. I'm not gonna be there for the next 2. I'll be. I think our next in-person session be January 6th. Yeah, I think that's about right. Would be January 6th. So, shit, I have to remind everybody of that. I have to get them in touch. It will be here. He's gonna find the library now. Yeah. They always have a big sign up right as you walk into the library. There's this dry erase board. It's like D&D this way. That's crazy. Yeah. What a small world. That's insane. But yeah, so PAX was great. I can't wait. I'm definitely going to be making the trip next year as long as we can manage it with the baby coming. You know, hey, that's what grandparents are for, right? You know, well, how do you join the meetup? I don't know. We'll have to figure out what the meetup is. Meet up and play some D&D. This is, you know what? This is actually I told my sis PAX U is going to be a family affair. Oh yeah. That's it. We'll all take the trip out there. We'll meet up. We'll grab a bite to eat so that we'll have a coffee or a scone. I went to a Panera. Does this meetup include a meat lover's pizza? Sure. We have a meat lover's pizza. Yeah. Go get a corner at PAX. Yeah. It'll be a corner table out in the one hallway. I'll tell you what, that was one of the things I was a little disappointed that I didn't get to meet certain people while I was there. 2 of them mainly being Cinderblock Sally, because I knew he was there. Unfortunately, just didn't get a chance to run into him. And James Hake, one of the other hosts from Ghostfire Gaming and from the Eldritch Lorecast, he was there, and I was keeping my eyes open for him. I didn't know what they were wearing. I actually saw Ben Byrne. I was lucky enough to get his signature right there in the middle. I met him after leaving the Grand Theater and meeting Monty and Kelly and Ginny D. I was walking down this long hallway that leads to the exhibition halls, and I looked off to the right, and I was like, he was wearing a very nice jacket. He had his hair is so cool because it's kind of like, it was like styled back, in a way that almost made him look like he was running. I don't know how to describe it. Like, if you know Ben Byrne, you've probably seen him in the videos. But it was really funny because I looked over at him and I was like, Ben? And he sort of paused. He had a camera in his hand, so I think he was just about to take a picture or something. And he was like, he kind of he looked around. I was like, Ben Byrne. And he looked at me, and I was like, "Oh, hey, this is you." So we stood there, we chatted, and we talked for a minute. Yeah, he was really cool. He was very nice. One of the videos that he did, that really sat with me, was yeah, here it is.
I quit. Before working at Ghostfire Gaming, I began my career in tabletop as a professional dungeon master. Essentially,
so this video was the one that, obviously not my first time seeing, him, but when he put this video out, I felt very much like, okay, good. Someone else wait, is that Kelly McLaughlin in the background? That looks like Kelly McLaughlin. Oh, it is.
groups paid me money to play D&D with them. And
oh, you know what? Actually, yeah. totally. Because I think that right there is Monty. Because Monty has that like short haircut and a beard. That might have been. I don't know what this video is reference to, but that's crazy that I just noticed that. But yeah, so I just remember watching this video and like having him explain his point of view on professional DMing, because I've had a few of my friends and a few of the people that I've played with talk about professional DMing and like that I could make money doing it, and I have a hard time like monetizing the things that I view as hobbies, and so that was having this video kind of give his experience to justify my own preconceived notions on it. And granted, that's echo chambering, but at the same time, I was very much already set in my mind, but like this kind of helped me understand, like, okay, somebody went through this. So, Teo Sabadia did the same thing on Alpha Stream about freelancing. Yeah, that's the thing. It's, I can't get in it. I just can't get like I would say I would love the opportunity if it wasn't something that was like where it's like you're charging people to play necessarily. Like I would love to run games at sanctioned events. Like I would love to run a one shot or something like that, for an event where, maybe people pay to enter, but they're not paying me. Because I would feel like in that regards, it's more of a communal thing rather than somebody paying me directly to be like, hey, make epic, funny man. Dance and jiggle and be merry. They'll go through that with something touched on. Doing Jude's and Judy D. With all their content keeps her games out. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like I view Dungeons and Dragons as Dungeons and Dragons is my number one hobby. Through and through, there is nothing more important in my life than D&D. Like it is what I live and breathe, and video games is a close second, obviously, in my hobbies. And in regards to that, like I have let not money enter the fray regarding video games. Like I don't make money playing video games, but in recent weeks and months, I have been reaching out to different developers and different game publishers and inquiring about like game codes and keys so that I can feature their games on my content for like my Thursday night first 15 streams, which has been a rousing success. I've had a lot of folks that have been more than willing to send me a couple codes, and that's awesome. But at the same time, it's like one code here and there is great. I'm also still dropping however much it is to grab the newest Humble bundle, or jumping on to Humble Choice and spending $30-$40 maybe $60 a month on games. So I definitely feel like I'm still putting into it more than I'm getting out, and I kind of want that. So you can pay for your hobby that way. That's it. It's in a lot of cases, I don't mind if it's like a break even thing. If I can make a couple, if the couple bucks that go into it can support what I'm doing, then that's awesome. You know, I have a Patreon that when I do make some, you know, D&D homebrew content, that's one of those things where, you know, I post it on my Patreon because there's a couple folks that are on there and sending me a couple bucks. And the funny thing is my Patreon pays for like one of the other Patreons that I follow, and I find that great. You know, it's like, cool, I can support another creator because I have some folks that are willing to support me. It's like, this is great, this is perfect. You know, and I have my library, you know, right behind me. This is, you know, like I got my bookcase and everything, and some I have my whole archive, for those that don't know, maybe to Boy Dolphin, as you are new to the channel. I mean, like, even over on my Discord, where I have the archive, where you can find all of the content that I have amassed over the years available, you know. Because I think D&D should be open and accessible to anybody, and you know, it's if I had a book, you know, if I could go around and let you borrow my copy of The Monsters Know What They're Doing, I would do that. So if I have a PDF of something, I would let you borrow that PDF. It's same thing in my mind. And that's actually one of the big reasons why I don't charge for my content. I want D&D to be free. You know, when Wizards of the Coast put all of their content into Creative Commons, the 5.1 SRD was put into Creative Commons. That was the moment where I said, cool, that's free D&D. Everybody can now go play D&D, and it's free. You don't need to buy a player's handbook. You don't need to buy, you know, this, that, and the other thing. You know, D&D is just free now, and that's a beautiful thing. So it's lovely. Oh, the music got super quiet there. There we go. But yeah, like I said, you know, just wanted to talk a little bit about JRPGs. Don't care about those. Just wanted to talk a little bit about, it's never free, people like dice. See, that's the thing. It is still free because you can go to Google and you can type in roll D20 and look at that. And you can even roll all of these and look, like, there you go. You know, you dice are free. Dice are totally free. Did I see the VTT? Unfortunately, I did not. I did not know which room it was gonna be in, and I don't know if it was featured on the day that I don't know if it was featured on Saturday, but I did not get a chance to do it. I am actually gonna watch a little bit later. Who was it? Oh yeah, it was Roll for Combat. I don't even know why I'm like second guessing my thought. Yeah, here it is. Roll for Combat. They Roll for Combat put out a video on it, so I do plan on watching this and listening to this, especially tomorrow when I'm at work. So but yeah, I did not get a chance to see it. I wanted to. I was kind of hoping that I could, but just didn't get a chance to see it. He loved it. Nice. I'm hoping, you know what? And that's the thing. Like, I've been using a VTT since my first day playing D&D. Like, when I first started playing D&D, there was a thing. Let me pull it up here. Here it is. It's chromosphere.net. This was my first introduction to D&D. If you are curious about this, here's the link to it. But basically, this is a solo D&D adventure. Now, this is based on 4th edition. There are like stats like dungeoneering, which obviously doesn't exist anymore. But it kind of gives you some information, and what you do is it does have JavaScript, so you have to have like stuff set up and enabled. But for example, it walks you through like each room in a dungeon, and it kind of gives you the information. So you've left the outdoors and have entered a corridor leading further into the crypt, and you can actually download this. Game tip: around the outside of this room and every other room forthwith are surrounded by impassable walls. Yeah, so this is basically just a choose your own adventure, where when you get down to here, it tells you this room has 3 objects marked on the map above: 1, 2, and 3. Number 1 is the rusted doors leading outside. Number 2 is a broken crate. Number 3 is a wooden door leading in. And if you examine them, it tells you. You pull a piece of wood off the top of the crate and peer inside. It's full of rusty steel weapons. You can search it for traps, disable the trap, or open it and check it out. So let's roll for perception. It's a D12. Cool, we succeed. It's not trapped. Awesome. Let's search it. DC 12. Let's see. I got a 15. I succeed. The glint of a long sword in good condition catches your eye. You take the weapon with you, add long sword to your inventory, and there you go. And for the next door, if you open it, and let's say, for example, you bash it open, it tells you go to result 2. Oh, here's the room, and this is where the 2 of you start. So this is what I did when I first started running D&D with my 2 friends, Kevin and Justin. I ran this for them. I recreated this whole map on an awesome website I found at the time called Roll20, where I could redesign all of these maps. And I used their token gallery that was free, and just like these random clip arts and stuff, and I made the whole dungeon, and that was how we played. I would run on my laptop Roll20, and I would have Roll20 on another account on my mom's laptop, and I would have her laptop plugged into my TV in my room so my friends could see the map on the TV. And we went to a website. Now this was back whenever D&D 5e was called D&D Next, and we went to a website where it had our character sheets printed out with like every single thing that would have been from that entire class. And I swear to God, I still have these somewhere. I don't know where they would be. I'm trying to look them up real quick. But I used to have these these old character sheets that was just it was like all it included everything that would ever come about with your character. And it was funny because like that was just how they had to have things set up. Wait, is it this? Characters, 5e characters? Maybe? No, this is just my very first character sheet. But yeah, it was really fun. Like this is how I ran D&D for my friends at that time. And that was it. So yeah, if you ever get a chance, check that out. The Dragon Shore campaign is really fun. It's pretty straightforward. There is like a big there's a big exploration part in it. So if you ever get a chance, play that out. It is actually really fun. But yeah, that got me into VTTs, and to this day I still run on a VTT. If you know anything, if you watch my streams here on Sundays when I run my D&D games, I use a VTT called Encounter Plus. It is an Apple iPad application VTT. that I highly recommend to anyone that has an iPad that wants to run D&D, because it works very well. And I've been using it for a number of years, and I have used Foundry, I have used Alchemy, I have used skip that. I've used, what was the other one? Spark? It's like Shard. So I never used, isn't Dwarven Forge like the minis and stuff like that? Or am I thinking of something else? Oh, what's the other one? Not Dwarven Forge. No, it's not Hero Forge either. What is going on? What's the other one? Where is Steam on my computer? Why is it not pulling up? No, not Alchemy and not Tabletop Simulator. Shit, what the hell is this other one? What am I thinking of it is? It's not Foundry. Oh, this is gonna kill me. I can't think of it. Oh, there. Okay. Oh, okay. Is it? Why can't I think of this? Alchemy, Schmeppy. It's not. No, it's definitely not Owlbear Rodeo. Owlbear Rodeo, I am. I'm super excited. I've already pre-ordered them. Not Tailspire is a cool VTT. Not Shard. Not Tabletop Simulator. Fantasy Grounds. That's the one I couldn't think of. Fantasy Grounds is the other one that I have tried. Okay. Yeah, that was what I forgot. I was thinking of Fantasy Grounds. But I've been using Encounter Plus for years now, and I absolutely love it. Trying to bring it up here. For some reason it's acting like it's not connecting. Oh shit, that was weird. What is going on with my computer? Okay, that was really weird. How do I like Fantasy Grounds? So I didn't mind Fantasy Grounds. Fantasy Grounds was fine. The problem with Fantasy Grounds is that if I want to use it, then the people I want to use it with have to pay for it. So, that's the downside. That is the whole downside to Fantasy Grounds. Is if I wanted to use it and have my players use it, then they have to go out and buy it. And I don't like that. That's also why I would never force anyone to play a game on Tabletop Simulator. Because while a lot of my friends now have Tabletop Simulator uses a ton of resources to run everything, especially if you get a mod that lets you run D&D really well, in order to actually manage it. So Fantasy Grounds has two options. It's either a $30 one-time payment or $40 one-time payment, or you can pay $9 a month. So if you're only playing it for like 1 month, you can only pay, you can opt to pay the monthly thing. But if you are going to play it long term, you're better off getting the one lump sum. And that's honestly one of the same things with Foundry. And if I were not playing and running my games on Encounter Plus, then I would be running them on Foundry. And the reason I would be running them on Foundry is because I know that system, because my Pathfinder game is played in Foundry. And on top of that, the DM is the one that pays and nobody else has to pay for it. And I prefer that than anything else. But yeah, but like I said, I just want to point out, this is the VTT that I use. So this right here, this is Encounter Plus. And you're seeing like the DM side of things, but I use this. This is my holy grail of VTTs, but I have put a lot of time and effort into making this what I need it to be. So when I'm running this for any one of my games, first off, I have my 3 campaigns set up so that I can jump to them quickly. Because the nice thing is I can hit this little magnifying glass, go to campaigns, and just hold down on that and load it. And it loads in all the maps that I have ready for that. So for my Golden Showers campaign, across the top, you can see all these maps that I have pulled up. I have their Sword Coast map that I can see around, and you know, they're traveling from Phandalin. They're going up. They're going to stop at this intersection, which I have found out that there's actually a city there called Crossergate. So I'm going to be playing that out. And then they're going up to Neverwinter. And I have an encounter planned here to take the players to the Dragon Barrow, because they've been told about that. And we have all kinds of stuff. Then I have the town of Phandalin, where I have some tokens and some of the folks that are around there in this beautiful Phandalin map. We have a wrecked village out in the forest, some different forest maps, because the thing is Gorthok the Thunderboar is rampaging through. Gorthok the Thunderboar is rampaging throughout the forest, and the players don't always know where he's going. Did I make the map? No, I just find these maps. All these, this map back here for Phandalin, this is a map by Morvold Press. If you are interested in his maps, go check out his Discord and his Patreon, Morvold Press. The nice thing is you can, they're very high quality, and I actually get to plug in something new to this map because the players are having a mill built, and that's going to go right there. But some really cool maps for them because they're going to be going through a destroyed forest. And we got some neutral party maps. This is one from Neutral Party because he's very often my map maker extraordinaire. Got the forest clearing as well, a forest path, and then another Neutral Party map that we just used the other day where the players fought against a Barlgura. But I absolutely love Encounter Plus because it has all the monsters that I could really ask for. And at a moment's notice, I can go up here and type in Goblin, get all my different Goblin options, and just drop them, or I can click it and hit load, and they are now on the map. I can make them visible, make them invisible, add them to action economy, remove them from action economy. If they're in action economy, I can apply conditions to them in case they're paralyzed or blind or deafened. So this is everything that I need. And the nice thing is that I can import all of my characters' stats from D&D Beyond. So I can always go in and see what my players' different spells are and their equipment, stuff about them as I may need to know as we go along. And yeah, so, and the nice thing is that I can have multiple campaigns going at the same time, as we have the Rime of the Frost Maiden campaign as well, and the Phandalin 5. So yeah, it has a D&D Beyond import. So if you go to if we open up Chrome here, and if you bring up a character's, do I remember Benny? I remember Benny de Brute. Yes, Golden Showers. That is the name of one of my campaigns. So it is right there. So the thing is, and I'll give you the background of the Golden Showers. So it was a wonderful moment where the players, I don't even know if I could bring up the map again. All right, let me see. It should just be under maps for Goblin Hideout or something. It's Goblin Lair. No, it was a different one. Is it Den? No. Fuck. I probably can't track down which one it was. But I had I had an encounter where the players were back in Phandalin at one point, and they had to lead Don John Raskin from Phandalin up here to the Mountain's Toe gold mine. Along the way, they were going to be looking for this bow and arrow that had been dropped by one of the hunters in his hunting pack. Well, when the players got there, they found this tribe of goblins that had collected it. And they befriended these goblins, the goblins of Trojan Mountain. And while they were there, they kind of cemented the name Golden Showers. And it just became their group name. And the reason it became that is because before that, they met this group of adventurers. Now, this group is technically missing one of the players. I actually don't know if I even have a token for him. Yeah, I don't think I do. But so they had an adventuring party that was their foil. And it was known, I came up with the name the Silver Linings. And this group was supposed to be the players' foils through and through. Their party has a paladin named Alwyn. The Silver Linings had a paladin named Raj. Their party had the players have a dragonborn barbarian. The Silver Linings had a Goliath barbarian who, and the dragonborn barbarian wanted to kill a dragon. That was their like life goal. Whereas the Goliath wanted to kill a giant. They wanted to kill a storm giant. And so every player had an opposite. They had their own foil. Unfortunately, the barbarian of the Silver Linings has died. He fought a giant before it was his time and was killed. I plan on having him come back later in the campaign as zombified or something like that. But they were called the Silver Linings, and it was this thing that in the moment I came up with where it was like, I Googled it real quick and I came up with this thing of like, where innocence flees and those in trouble will yell, we will be there to spread joy and to ease their discomfort and pain. Because where it rains and dark clouds lie, there's always a silver lining to brighten the day and to remind you that good times are to come. And so they were the Silver Linings. You know, things might be bad, but you know, there's always that silver lining. There's always some light on the other side. Well, when the players heard this, their first immediate thought was like, fuck, we need a party name. Because they had not come up with a name yet. They're like, we need a name. And they're like, oh yeah, that's a cool name. We have a name too. And they're like, oh, and, you know, the paladin's like, oh, do you? And it's like, I would love to hear it so I may address you properly. And they were like, oh, we'll have to tell you about that, yeah, another time. But we do have a cool name, and it's a cool name. So yeah. And he goes, he was like, one of my players was like, we need to have something that's like better than silver. Like, what's better than silver? Is like platinum, gold, like the gold. And they start coming up with all these names, and then it was, I unfortunately made the comment and said the golden showers, and they're like, that's it, the golden showers, because where bad things happen, we are the warm golden rain that showers upon you and brings you warmth and comfort. And they're like, that's it. So when they went to that goblin cave, they immortalized their name in there when they rescued these goblins from an attacking hobgoblin horde, and they like plastered it up on the wall. So they are the golden showers through and through, and it's absolutely amazing. And I love that party. It's so fun, and funny enough, in that adventure, I plan on introducing some stuff that I recently was introduced to at PAX, that is called Chapelwick. That's what D&D stores are made of. Yeah, it was such a funny one. I mean, it's at least a story that has a reason. I mean, when we look at Phandalin 5 and the fact that there's, even in the players of Phandalin 5, the fact that there's 6 of them, you know, let's be real. One of them makes sense. But hey, you know what? This is how it is. I mean, hell, the Rime of the Frost Maiden group is technically called Mayhem, because they used to be Music and Mayhem, but now the music is gone because Kyra is gone, so it's just Mayhem. But yeah, like I said, this is my, you know, preferred VTT. We got some awesome ocean maps that we've used here and there. But yeah, so if this is my recommendation, you know, it's a really good one. And like I said, it's just, you know, just a nice setup. Makes things easy whenever I need them to be, you know, being able to set up little shortcuts in the top, having access to everything that you might need, all kinds of maps for all the modules in Dragon of Icespire Peak, Lost Mines, Rime of the Frost Maiden. And the nice thing with Encounter Plus is that there's a big community behind it that has set up a lot of this. Now, a lot of these I have added myself, but there's a bunch of people in the community for Encounter Plus that have built upon this and have really expanded it out. And it is such a huge and sprawling community now. Now we need a pirate crew name. Yeah. Yeah, that would be up to him. Close that out. Goodbye, window. Saw Glenn in there go from fanboy talking about groups being named Golden Shares. I know. We got some crazy times around here. Ooh. Yeah, so I know it's talked about, but I mean, how crazy is it? Dungeons of Drakkenheim being added to D&D Beyond. Oh shit, I never bought them. They're in my cart. Okay. The Layers of Etheris. And what else was it? Oh yeah, the Heroes Feast, the joys of running high-level adventure. So, looking to go with Betty Buys. It's great to re-meet you from Eldritch. Oh, hey, okay, so that's where you were from. Awesome. Well, glad to have you around. Love to have you over in the Discord. So, whenever you come by and say hi, you're always welcome. It was a pleasure to meet you, and we'll have to figure out something to hang out one of these days. Get like a little Southwest PA group going on. So have a good night, boy Dolphin. It was a pleasure meeting you. That's right. Yeah, so Heroes Feast, for those that don't know, it is a yeah, here it is. Cook up a quest for your party with a 10th level adventure written by Deborah Ann Wool. An agreement to help a popular chef escalates into a giant-sized adventure of danger, royal intrigue, and cheese. Add a dash of fun with an included recipe book to cook up your own Kender stumble noodles from Heroes Feast Flavors of Multiverse. So yeah, if you don't know, Heroes Feast is a book that I believe I own. Let me check. I want to say I own it. Gotta check my compendium. Oh wait, do I just have it under books? Oh, I have Dungeon Meister, a Drink Master's Guide, and Dungeon Meister Cookbook. Might not have. I might not have Heroes Feast, but I do know where you can access it. Oh shit, my bad. I wasn't even showing what I was talking about. My bad. I wanted to show this. Yeah. Dungeons of Drakkenheim and Layers of Etheris and Heroes Feast. That's what I wanted to show. But if you want to see Heroes Feast, you can actually go to 5e.tools, go to references and recipes, and in here, our F is Heroes Feast stuff. You can see the entire thing, and then obviously HF FOTM is Flavors of the Multiverse. So if you want to see that, you can. That is out there for you. Keep in mind, 5e.tools is a site used to easily reference material you already own. As I did in fact find where I had a copy of that. It was in my private books folder. So, but yeah, so if you are, if you're interested in that, you like the cooking stuff, there is a 10th level adventure for that. So I plan on picking this up. It's only, yeah, it's like $5, so not too bad. And then Dungeons of Drakkenheim, it's crazily enough coming out for D&D Beyond. How insane is that? I will say, when I met the dungeon dudes, that was like the first thing that I told them. I was like, congratulations, you deserve this. You know, it was such an amazing moment for them. But yeah, super excited about this. I plan on getting this because I want to have access to all the new stuff, new magic items, the spells, the backgrounds. I know that there's some maps that can be used with this. Obviously, I have those already. Why is there an advent calendar? Because I'm planning on getting to that. They do an advent calendar every year. So I'm looking forward to that. So, and then we also have Layers of Ethris, which is from the Ghostfire Grim Hollow setting. So both of these are from Ghostfire Gaming. And we just have adventures from levels 1 to 20 with maps, some horror-themed monsters. I plan on using this for my library campaign through and through. So super excited to get to play with this one. I want to read more of it. Did I try to ask them a question during their panel? I did not. I did not because there was the moment they said, you know, come on up, you can ask us a question, like 10 people kind of rushed up to the microphone, and at that point there was only like maybe 20 minutes left in the panel, and it took them like a full 5 minutes to answer the first question. So I knew that like half of the people that ran up weren't gonna get their question answered, or even be able to be asked. And even when they were like, all right, we only got a couple minutes, let's be quick about this, they still took a while on their questions, which I get it. I ramble on for hours. I mean, I've been rambling for the last 2 hours, so it is what it is. Hi, Bo. Here's my pug. Hi. So I get that. But funny enough, somebody actually did ask a question that is definitely a question. Not that it's not necessarily a question that I've had, but is a thought that I have had over the years, and is something that I struggle with. And that is essentially imposter syndrome, where someone asked the question of like, is there ever a point where when you get to your level of success that you get past, or maybe it wasn't even that, but it was something like, I constantly struggle with thinking that I'm not good enough, and that I'm I suffer, suffering from imposter syndrome, and like, do you ever get past that, or do you ever move beyond that? And they were all like, nope. They're like, absolutely not. They're like, that is just something you have to live with. And that was that was a thing. It's that's something that I struggle with. That's something that like I have rationalized myself into imposter syndrome, where like I have come up with evidence in my own mind to support my own thoughts of my imposter syndrome, where it's like, oh, I am a terrible person, and the people that I am, the people that I am, that I am entertaining and that I am, putting out content for, I have tricked into thinking that I'm a good person, instead of just being a good person. So it's like, that's one of those things where it's like, in my mind, I'm a very logical person, and I like to think things out, and like I look at aspects of myself and I'm like, I have tricked a lot of people into thinking I'm a good person, instead of thinking to myself, I am a good person. And I struggle with getting past that, and it sucks. It sucks. And it's something I deal with every day. And it is, I will say this though, it is kind of, in a way, comforting to, while I myself did not need to ask that question, it is nice hearing from people that I can see have reached a level of success in the realm of where I also make content, knowing that they struggle with that on a similar level to the way that I do it, but that they have been able to achieve success in light of that, means that I too can accomplish that. I kind of always knew that. But if I were to have an opportunity to ask them a question, and this would honestly be more of a question for anyone in that space, one of the problems that I have stems from that imposter syndrome, that, not feeling good enough kind of thing. For me, it's being able to put myself out there. I would have asked, along the lines of, how do you go about selling yourself as a content creator and somebody deserving of an audience when you yourself have convinced yourself of your imposter syndrome, that you are not deserving of the audience you seek? That is the only question that I would have had for them, which would have been tangential to the, to the whole thing. And they kind of, in a way, at one point, Monty answered a question that was kind of along the same line of that, where someone asked, in a world of so many YouTube videos coming out with very similar content, how do you do stuff that isn't just the same content over and over? Or like, how do you not step on people's toes? And he basically said, I think this was actually like the first question, and Monty was like, I wholesale disagree with what you said. He's like, just because there are other people making content similar to the content you want to create does not mean that you are undeserving of a platform to make the content that you want to make. Just because somebody has made something similar, they have not yet heard it from your voice. And that definitely hit me. That definitely resonated with me. You know, but like I said, it's, you know, mental health is one of those hard things. And I definitely feel like, you know, if you are somebody who is of a somebody who like holds himself to like a high level of intellect, a lot of times mental health is one of those things where you are your own worst enemy, because for people that like to reason and rationalize stuff, you kind of do that with your own mental health. And I think that's where I really struggle. But hey, that's a subject for a therapist. You are your own niche. Huh? I am my own niche. I'm my own niece. Oh. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, yeah, I mean, regarding like putting out content, yeah, you know, to that degree, it's like be your own thing. XCat Darkness, what's up? Excessive introspection can be harmful as a lack. Yeah, no, that's true. When all you look, if all you ever look is inside, you never see what is outside. Yeah, 100%. If you're constantly just, you know, comparing yourself to others and trying to find that, you know, it's, oh boy. Sometimes you just got to look at yourself in the mirror. You got to say, hey, I'm deserving of good. I'm deserving of happy. I have brought good to the world. I have brought happy to the world. I have brought joy to others, and that is good enough. And I will continue doing what I can to bring happy and joy to the world, because that is what I like to do, and that is what I want to do. And that's what I have to remind myself all the time. You know, that's why I like this. You know, I like doing these streams where we can sit and we can chat and we can have these conversations, because, you know, that's what D&D&Chill is all about. It's about chilling. It's about, you know, taking these moments in the week and just, you know, hey, D&D's there. It's a thing. It's a launching board for anything we want to talk about. Talk about layers of Ethris. And I gotta buy these. Oh yeah, I always want to get this. Oh, this is something else. Did I see any other panels? No, I did not. I really didn't want to. The thing is a lot of the panels were filmed, so I could watch them after the fact. So yeah, I tried using my time. Like, I wanted to see the one with the Dungeon Dudes and Ginny D, because that was like something very specific. But other than that, I really didn't want to go to a bunch of panels. For one, it was because there was so much to see, and I knew we weren't going to stay the whole day, that I wanted to see everything we could. So I really pushed for us to just kind of explore around. Because like what was it? We had to be at room 103 at 2:00 to get the signing by Jeremy and Chris. And then I was going to up to the alchemy booth after that, to meet Ted from Nerd Immersion. So it's like, I had some places to be, but beyond that, it was just walking around, seeing booths, talking to people. There's one group of people that I met, that were absolutely awesome. They are called Let's Roll Press. Hold on, is this... Yeah, Let's Roll Press. They make supplemental D&D stuff. They were there. They had a crazy awesome booth. If I can find a picture of it here. Show more, not show more. I wanted to see more of this. Oh, do they just not have more? Oh, okay. But they had a really awesome booth at PAX. Oh wait, do they have it on here? Yes, they have it on here. Okay. So this was their booth. And they had this giant clock with these like eldritch tentacles, and the clock says 13 instead of 12 because ooh. But this art in the background, like I was like, that is a giant city on a floating tentacle thing. What is this? And the cool thing was they had a big foam D20, and you would go up and you would put it inside the back of the clock, and it would roll down through the clock and into this dice tray. And then they would give you free stuff based on if you rolled high or not. And so I stood there and I talked to them for a couple minutes, and I was like, yeah, I run 3 games, and you know, the one guy was like, that's a lot. I said, yes, my time is very precious. And the thing was that they were talking about this supplement that they're coming out with, this campaign called Chapelwick. As it says here, a cosmic horror 5th edition campaign about the city that crawled from the sea. And this to me, like, this is the direction that I wanted my library campaign to go in. And so you could actually get some content. You could sign up for their bonuses whenever the Kickstarter goes live for Chapelwick. Also, just love this Junji Ito reference material, because that is 100% like Uzumaki. Some cool subclasses, the Grafter Artificer, about like attaching extra limbs onto yourself, the Order of the Midnight Hunt Blood Hunters, and the Revelry Domain Cleric. Honestly, when he told me about this this Grafter Artificer, I'm like, ooh, Simic Hybrid. Like, give me, like, let me just attach everything. Let me change my body as the day goes by. Yeah, some really cool stuff. But one of the things that really sold me on their content, and why I joined their Kickstarter, is because they have stuff about leveling weapons. So they have these really cool weapons that will level up with your character and actually change over time and change their art. And I actually got a couple of these cards. There we go. As you can see, like, this is a pretty nice art. Scythe, and then on top of that, we got some boss monsters. A giant guy that's like straight out of Elden Ring and Dark Souls. And then we got like a lizard that looks like an ancient Egyptian god. And then we actually have some. It is a cocktail recipe, so they actually have it so that you can actually make it in real life. But the other thing is that it has a magical property in game. So not only can you make it in real life, but you can actually make it in game. And what it does is it summons the spirit of an elder that will answer and give advice for one question. Hence why it's called Sage Advice. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. I like the setting. I can't wait. When I got home that night, I started, looking into it some more, and I came up with a poem that I plan on reading to my players when we get to that point in the campaign where I can start introducing that. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but part of it is in the depths where shadows. hold on. In the depths where shadows creep, beneath the endless churning deep. Sage advice. Yeah. Sage advice. It just summons Jeremy Crawford. I had the same thought. That's all I can think of when I think of sage advice is Jeremy Crawford's columns. In the depths where shadows creep, beneath the endless churning deep, a city lost in silent sleeps, guarding secrets dark and steep. From ancient whispers tales are spun of a prophecy foretold by none, that when the stars align just right, the sunken city will raise to light. Emerging from the ocean's grasp, its towers in the moonlight bask, awakening forces old and vast, unleashing nightmares from the past. The streets will echo with eerie song as shadows stretch and night grows long, and from the depths they'll come to be the harbingers of treachery. The city's heart, once pure and bright, now beats with malice, lost to light, and those who dare to walk its path will face the ancient city's wrath. In this realm of fear and dread, where dreams and nightmares walk instead, the city of the deep shall rise and bring forth horror in disguise. So heed these words, brave soul, beware of the city that sleeps beneath the lair. For when it wakes from slumber deep, the world shall tremble, weep, and weep. I was like, this shit needs to be in my campaign immediately. I can't wait. So if you are curious, if you want to find out any more about it, keep up on it, head over to that link. Oh yeah, there we go. Stacy had the same idea. Get.chapelwick.com. You can go over there. You can reserve your bonus. I think all you have to do is put down $1, and then you can get onto their Kickstarter. So yeah, definitely check them out. Some really cool folks. Absolutely love it. And I can't wait to get that into one of my games. Speaking of different stuff that I backed while I was there, I wanted to talk about these. So this is a Kickstarter that Nerdarchy is putting out. Funny enough, when I actually met Nerdarchist Dave, he asked if he explained this to me, and I thought it was really cool. It's called the Zoo Mafia. Go wild, do crime, don't let the humans catch you. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's gonna be funded, because it's still only about halfway to its goal and it has 9 days to go. But yeah, it's basically you are an animal in a zoo, and it has like a 1920s mob aesthetic. So I was pretty interested in this, and wanted to support a content creator that I respect. I backed it, so we'll see. But it's its own system, it's its own whole thing. So yeah, if you like 1920s mobster stuff, definitely check this out right there. And also, I have talked about this before, but still got plenty of time to see this. The Seeker's Guide to Enchanting Emporiums. This is just getting bigger and bigger every single day. It's almost to $400,000 out of a $20,000 goal. There is all kinds of stretch goals being hit with this. So no fear in it getting backed or not. There's a lot of folks that have contributed to this. As you can see on here, some pretty notable names: Ben Byrne, Crit Crab, Dungeon Dudes, Ginny D, HTT Paladin, James Hake, Logan Reese. If you don't know Logan Reese, he is from Eldermancy. He's done books such as Stibble's Codex of Companions, and was also in the last Seeker's Guide to Twisted Taverns. So Logan Reese, one of my favorite content creators, as I actually have every single book Logan Reese has been a part of that Eldermancy has put out. I have backed. I have backed at a fairly high level because I appreciate all that. We got One Shot Questers, Taylor Navarro, and XP to level 3, as well as some other folks that I don't recognize their names, but sure, big in the industry. Yeah, all kinds of really cool stuff that we got going on. Oh yeah, here's the stretch goals. So we have, the Dungeon Dudes character. We have XP to level 3s, Sir Nominus. Where are we at? Oh yeah, that's right. So at 400,000, we'll get the Trading Traveler, the Vagrant from Crooked Moon by Legends of Evantris. So I'm super excited. Hopefully we hit that point. Also, I would love to see, above all else, Ben Byrne and Logan Reese making some magic items. So let's get that out there, folks. Going back to this. As you can see, I'm getting the Von Coffins level, the $65 one, so I can get that physical book. Because God, if only I could afford. This is about the level that I backed the last Seeker's Guide, because I got the plush in the last one as well. But yeah, can't afford anywhere near that this time. So yeah, going for this to get the physical book, just because I love the designs of them, and I get a bookmark, so that's cool in itself. So I keep thinking I should upgrade, so I want to get some dice with it. Oh boy, like this. Oh, we zoomed in too far. Blackbird's Blood Remedy. I want that so much. Just looks so cool. Damn. So yeah, go and check these out. As those who watch this know, I back a lot of Kickstarters, like more than I should, but I back a lot of Kickstarters. So and some of them I don't even ever check on. I don't know if I ever got Waystar, a sci-fi conversion. Oh, that's right. I backed this when Starfinder was not Starfinder, whatever the hell it's called. Starfinder's the Pathfinder version. What the hell is it? It's this. It's whatever this is. Why is my mind blanking on me? Spelljammer. That's the word. That's what I couldn't remember. Spelljammer. Back to whenever Spelljammer came out, and I never go back in and check this stuff. I actually did get this. I do know for a fact I got that. Pirates and Artifacts. Yeah, all kinds of cool stuff. Oh, actually, I did just recently get this as well. I have that pulled up on my computer as we speak. So, all kinds of fun stuff. Gotta support the community. All right, so yeah, we got something else cool other than all the stuff that is to be purchased on D&D Beyond. We have something that is free that is now on D&D Beyond. It was not before, but it is now. Before, it was actually just linked out on a Twitter account by, I forget who it was, but they basically linked this out. This link doesn't even go to D&D Beyond, but this is an introductory adventure for Dungeons and Dragons to young kids. Okay, this is something where if you have people that have never played D&D before, and you don't want to sit down and be like, this is a character sheet, and this is a stealth score, and this is, a charisma saving throw. This is so much more streamlined than anything else, I was listening to the Ghostfire Gaming podcast, and when they talked about this, somebody said if you look at this here, let me download this real fast so I can stop having it try and pull resources from Chrome. And I can put it in its own window. All right, here we go. We'll do this, do that, and we'll close that little thing. No, we need to go more up. Yeah, so here we go. So yeah, this is an introductory adventure to D&D for new and young players. I mean, I guess arguably this could be used for anything, for anyone, obviously. But one of the first things, like it says down here, roll zero. Roll zero of D&D is simple. Have fun. It's fine. Oh my God. It's fine if everyone agrees to change the rules as long as doing so means the game is fun for everyone. As every other D&D player out there who knows D&D, who knows D&D, roll zero is that whatever the DM says is the rules. But this is obviously meant more for, an introduction. But yeah, it's super truncated, super broken down. Everything is kind of outlined for you. And if you look at this, it has stat blocks that are only what you need. You don't need anything more than what it's offering you. And right there, this is your character sheet. So it is only giving you everything that you just need and nothing more than that. Hold on, let me do something here. There we go. So yeah, you can see that these character sheets, they're very, very cut down, very truncated, and it just gives you the very simple basics that you need. So we have a dwarf fighter, a halfling rogue, an elf wizard, and a human cleric, which is through and through the main core for an adventure. It's everything that you need. You have your basic attacks. The wizard has their spell in here. They don't have, an entire spell book, but it says here on special ability, twice during this, instead of using your regular attacks, you can cast Magic Missile. When you cast it, they automatically hit a creature without needing to roll. You can hit the same creature. Each one deals 3 damage. There's no rolling for that. It's just straightforward. And that's the same with Firebolt. Is it just deals that damage, and everything is just very simple. Somebody, and I can't remember who it was, but somebody in the Ghostfire Gaming podcast said, if you can pick out the things on the stat blocks that are missing, this is not meant for you. Like the living icicles, it only has the +2 to hit, the 1d6, the armor class, and the hit points. If you're sitting there going, well, what's its strength score? What's its dexterity? What's its this? What's its that? This is not meant for you. This is meant to sit down with people that it's only, you know, I think it says right at the very top, it's like, you know, 60, it's like an hour and a half. You're right here. 60 to 90 minutes. And it's just, here it is. Very simple. So if you are introducing some new folks to the game, you know, consider this as an option for something very simple, very straightforward. It walks you through it. It gives you everything you need. What's up, Nerdy Sakura? Your local rogue has come out of the shadows. How are you? We're doing good. We're doing good. We're talking about the Peril in Pinebrook introductory adventure that was recently put out on D&D Beyond. This was available on Twitter, and one of the cool things is that it was actually written by Sean Merwin. It was designed by Sean Merwin, who's one of the folks on the Ghostfire Gaming podcast, and the consulting designer, Dan Dillon. I was lucky enough to get him to sign my scroll at PAX Unplugged, so I feel happy about that. But yeah, if you are into if you want to get some folks interested in playing D&D, but you don't want a like a big huge investment of time and resources, then something like this might be right up your alley. I've been working on a homebrew race, and when I hit my head on my desk from it. What is the homebrew race? I'm very curious to hear about it. Ooh, my ears need popped. Sorry, this is like the first time that I've read through some of this book. Kalia's Chronicles of Runes. This is the first time I've looked through this, and this is looking pretty all right. Duality. Interesting. I love runes, but they get used so rarely in my games. All right. I want to look at this. What's our advent calendar? I call it Koki Kitsune. Supposed to be a magical kitsune that came about due to the act two kitsunes and a yorida. Oh, interesting. I think it's is it critical? No, it's not critical crafting. Who is it? Who was doing a bunch of that stuff? Was it critical crafting? No, who was doing a bunch of kitsune? Oh, I'm thinking of I was thinking of the yokai. The yokai stuff by D&D Shorts. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. That sounds sick though. I have a friend who's very into foxes and who would love that. My DM says it's a little bland, which is what I need to fix. I don't know. Well, if you don't mind, I'd love to take a look at it. I'd be curious to see it myself. Yeah, send me a link to that. I'm curious to see it. Which disclaimer, the lore is placeholder. Oh, that's fine. Is it lorem ipsum? I use that. I use that to space stuff out. 20%. Oh, wait, I don't have my screen up anymore. There we go. Oh, yeah, just send it here. Just go ahead and post the link right here in chat. That'll work. D&D coffee. I don't know how I feel about D&D coffee. I don't like coffee, though, then again. I love that art. I immediately love that art. I gotta send that to my friend. She would love this. All right. You generated the art from Bing AI. Fuck yeah, that's awesome. I use AI art all the time. I use Chat GPT art for mine, so I'm all about that. I'm trying to actually find. Yeah. Here we go. I just want to point this out. I'm gonna share a picture here. Oh damn it! Why did you do that? No. Open. Stop, motherfucker! Stop doing that. Yeah, I generated this art for a halfling alchemist. It's. Oh yeah, no, I'm yeah, that's it. Like, see, here's my argument with using AI art. I don't know enough of what I want to be able to give insight and explanation to an artist to get back what I want from it. Okay? That is my point. Like, I wouldn't have the money to have the iterations for an artist to sit down and draw what I would want for it to be what I want. But I can do AI art, 20,000 times over. Yeah, so this this is the description for this particular one. A female halfling walks her own small cart along the road. She is called Bugles, and she's an alchemist, and brews a bit of everything. She sells everything liquid, from acid to ale, from alchemist fire to potions of healings. She will sell them only in threes, and they have to be different. Actually, what she sells is the only thing she can make, a potion of imagination. She developed a method to incorporate a magical potential in a liquid that is released with consumption. The effects are based on what the target believes it is, a placebo. This actually was, I developed this when I was making a snake oil salesman bard. For any other, it is just a colored liquid in a bottle. The magic is not perfect, and she can only create enough potential for minor potions. So basically, the way that this character works is, so like if let me pull up minor potions here, in my list. All right, let's clear that out. Let's go ocean, minor, save. Okay, so for example, if you would want like a potion of healing, that's fine. If you would want a potion of climbing, that's fine. If you would want something like potion of water breathing or resistance or a potion of growth, she can do that, or a potion of sleep. I made that one up, which is a potion that casts the sleep spell at level 1. And so the way that it works is you tell her what you want, or she tells you what it does. So she might say like, oh, you need a potion of healing. Well, here you go. Here's one of those. Here's a potion of climbing, and here's a potion of sleep. Now, to the person that she sells it to, it does that thing. Okay, that is what it does. And to anyone else that drinks it, it is just a colored liquid. So I actually introduced her in my my library campaign, where the players found her on the side of the road. She was in a bit of trouble because she was transporting a Barlgura, which is a like red furred gorilla demon thing, and it got loose. She thought it was just a gorilla that she was transporting. It got loose, and the party went to get it, but she's like, well, here, I have a potion of sleep. Make sure you do not drink it, and only give it to the gorilla, because she made it for the gorilla. Does it have a flavor, or is it flavor? I would say it's flavorless color. It's just flavorless colored water. It's just that. It's like you put some food coloring in some water. I mean, you make it whatever you want. You could make it flavored. Maybe it's like, tastes like apple, or tastes like honey and strawberry, cherry, maybe orange and blue raspberry. But you could also, it's just a bland colored liquid. But yeah, I'm totally for using AI art when it comes to D&D and stuff like that, because like I said, I can't afford artists. She found a troll R6 intelligence. She made it for something that wasn't there. How does that work? Well, it works because I said it did. That was how it worked. Oh shit, that's the same one. Yeah, so she made it because she knew the target it was for. That was my reasoning in my head. As it says, the effects are based on what the target believes it is. So the players believed that it was a potion of sleeping. They don't know anything about her. They don't know what she actually does. And they believe that it's a potion of sleeping. So they are, in my mind, it was kind of like imposing it on them. But yeah, it's just because it works, because it worked in that scenario. So, but yeah, I use AI art, like I said, all the time. So we have this guy who is, this is Thimblewick Sparklegear, and he is the charismatic gnomish owner of the Crossergate Curious Items Emporium. He is whimsical and wise, and has an abundance of mystical ambiance in his shop. So this is the one that that Bugles is delivering the gorilla to. So Thimblewick has some explaining to do about why he bought a Barlgura from one of the Harples. Mind you, he bought it from the Harples. This is a 6 staff. Yes, no, this is awesome. I love the way that it can depict this stuff. So yeah, and then we also have Boron Iron Fist, a rugged human who runs the Western Weapon Shop in Crossergate. So he is the local blacksmith, and I just oh god, like such a cool looking character, like very much what you would think of when you think of like blacksmith. But what I love is it looks like he has like a hilt in his hand, and it's like is, I don't know what that is. Like, is that a tool? Because there's like another piece of metal that's coming out of it, and it's like, ooh, there's so much here that, like, because it's AI art, some of it just doesn't make sense. But like that's kind of the mystery of it. Like what is this? Is this like, this almost looks like a gun handle, but this is also a giant blade. So is this like a hatchet? Is this like the top of a halberd? Oh yeah, extra fingers is always the case. Yeah, he has, but I mean, hey, there are people out there with 6 fingers. So that's the awesome thing, you know. That's always the thing of like, show me your fingers. But yeah, no, he just has 6 fingers. He has 6 fingers and that one thumb. So yeah, yeah, keep using AI art. Also, I used AI art when I used Bing AI art when I made my flesh graft horror as well. This image was generated from Bing AI image creator. So fuck it, use it. If there's less fingers, they might be scary. That's right. All right, let's take a look at this. You said the lore was mostly fill-in. Let me see, where'd you go? Disclaimer, the lore is placeholder. Okay. From traits down is where the mechanic. Yeah. All right. So dexterity and charisma. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Medium. Okay. Walking speed 35 feet. Okay. So quick and fast. Dark vision, thanks to your heritage, you have superior dark vision. In dark, you can see in dim light within. I would argue with dark vision. If it's so the thing is there is actually there is actually a thing called superior dark vision, I believe. It might have been a spell. It might have been a spell back in the day. Yeah, it was a spell back in the day. Okay. Was there also... Hold on, let me see something here. Okay, yeah, it's not part of the... It's... I know that at one time there was, where superior dark vision was like a thing. And it extended your... dark vision out to 120 feet, but... yeah, I would... If you're gonna do dark vision, I would maybe keep it in line with what a lot of the other with what the other ones are, where it's like 30 feet and 30 feet. So where you can see, like, you know, dim light within 30 feet and then beyond that. But take a look. Oh, the fox form gets it. Okay. Kitsune Legacy. You have advantage on saving throws you can make to avoid or end the charm condition. Okay. You know... Okay, so... I would maybe separate these as 2 different things. because I see where you're going with this. I would maybe make this a separate thing from Kitsune Legacy. Like have kind of like elves. Elves are kind of set up the same way. Where because this is reminding me of a dark elf. Come on, where's the drow? Where's the drow? Where's the drow? There it is. So yeah, like Fey ancestry is that you have advantage on saves against being charmed. And then as something else, you could have like Kitsune magic. So you could have like, you know, Kitsune Legacy, and then I would do like Kitsune Legacy, and then maybe something like yeah, I guess Kitsune spellcasting or Kitsune magic could work. Maybe even say like Trickster. But you know, one of the following cantrips: Druidcraft, Thaumaturgy, or Prestidigitation, as well as 2 from the list which represent either the spirit or one of the Kitsunes in mythology. When you reach 3rd level, you can cast the Charm Person spell once with this trait. Okay. When you reach 5th level, you can cast Healing Spirit. Wow. Okay. That's actually pretty decent. That's a decent spell. Charisma is your spellcasting modifier. So wait, hold on. Am I missing something? This was made for a campaign where it had no healer. Gotcha. All right, so explain to me 2 things. First, where does fox form come in? What is it about this race that lets me transform into a fox? Because I don't see any, unless I just did not read something, which I will read it. I'm not seeing anything. I put it in the monster oh, you have it in the monster stat block? Oh, okay. I would add that as its own thing. I would add that as a thing. Yeah. Because that would like liven this up a bit. You know, as a trait, you can put something along the lines of as an action, you can shape shift into your fox form, and then, you know, leave this kind of in there. That's the second time. Yeah. So looking at this, you know, I would say standard dark vision is fine, but I would maybe bump this up a little bit. You know, dark vision in often cases is, you know, around 60 feet in most settings. 15 feet dark vision is not that great. So I would say maybe bump that up to at least 30, if not going up a little bit higher. P as it got confusing fast. Okay, so if you're a small creature, if you're a small creature, it is a D6, but that is very few hit points. Also, the question. So here's the only thing that I would be concerned with this, looking at this from like a DM perspective. if I have a kitsune, a koki kitsune in my campaign, because I have a player that would play this in a heartbeat. Her name's Bobby Joe, and she's playing. She has a kitsune companion. She would play this. She'd play this race in a heartbeat. How do the hit points of the fox form interact with the hit points of the player? That is my initial question. Is this like a wild shape situation where they are their own hit point pool, and if you were to take damage that would reduce you beyond them, you transform back into your shape, into your humanoid form? Or, and then like whatever damage is carried over into that, because that in itself, you know, calls into question that this basically becomes, depending on how many, whatever your level is. So, I mean, 1d6 plus 1d6 is 7. So keep that in mind. Half of a d6 is a 3.5, or is 3.5. So this at level 1 would be at least 7. So does that mean that from level 1, this character has essentially, because it's an action where they can shift into their fox form, if it works like wild shape, they essentially have a free 7 hit point action buff where, okay, I'm going to use an action and I'm going to shape into my fox form, and then there's nothing on here that says you can't cast spells or do stuff while in the fox form. Because that's another thing, is if we look at the druid, when it comes to wild shape, you can't cast spells, and your ability to speak and take actions that require hand is limited to the capabilities of your beast form. So you need to put how the shape-shifting ability works. My initial idea is it would translate, so if you had 6 health and take 6, you would lose 6. And when I go back to rogue, I would have 2 hit points. 1d6 per starts after 2. Okay, so if you're saying that the damage translates to humanoid, I would honestly just leave hit points out of it. If that's the case, I would honestly just leave your hit points out of it, and that you just retain the hit points from your class, like from your character. Because if these are getting supplemented in, I could see somebody taking this as their race to kind of back themselves up with some hit points, or it just getting a little confusing of like, okay, you know, are these actually my hit points, or are they not? Because that's kind of where old wild shape, like the new wild shape, is the way that I feel you would be better off going, where it's just your hit point pool, because that's the whole 1D&D thing. I think it was UA 7 that it was in with the druid, or was it 6? 6. Yeah, here it is. Your game statistics are replaced by the beast, but you retain your hit points, hit die, intelligence, wisdom, charisma, and class features, special traits, languages, and feats. Oh no, that's right. They swapped out species traits in the newest one. That's right. Yeah, UA 8 fixed that. Yeah, this is kind of how I would word it. Is your game statistics are replaced by the statistics of the fox form of your fox form, but you retain your hit points, hit dice, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. Because let's be honest, you transform into your fox form, there's nothing in here stopping you from casting spells. Okay, that's not in here. So I could arguably transform into this fox form and start as a cleric. Mind you, if I was playing like a cleric or a druid and wisdom is my spellcasting modifier, I'm now transforming into this, and that is going to probably be about where I am. But if I'm playing a wizard and I transform into my fox form, I have just bunked all of my intelligence, literally like to trash. So I would say look into how stuff with the druid is termed and kind of play into that. And that might help you get a little bit of, got it right, you can't spells because you can't yeah, that's, again, I would very much look at how the druid is handled in the new UA. I'm going to link out to that if you want to check that out. I would just kind of, you know, take a little bit of this, pop it into there. It would make it, you know, a little more manageable. Or if you want, make it like the old druid where you have these extra hit points, and the moment that you drop out of those hit points, you transform back, which makes it more of a sacrifice, but limit the amount of times you can do it per day. Because this seems to be based on charisma and charm and stuff like that, and you're getting a +2 to charisma, make it that you can transform into your fox form a number of times equal to your charisma score. Or hell, tie it to your character and make it tied to your proficiency. So this way it kind of goes up with you, and you can do it the longer you adventure. This is like, that's hella good in 1 to 2 hours. I give you credit for that. This is decent for 1 to 2 hours. So fuck yeah, good job on that. But yeah, I would not say that it's bland. I don't know. I just don't know if there's enough there. Because the way that I often look at this stuff is I kind of say to myself, if I'm going to sit down and play this, if I want to sit down and play this character, why do I want to play it versus any other race? I was wanting to see if I could get approval since I need to make it. Oh, this makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. But like I always, anytime I think about making a race, I always question, like, if I was playing this, what makes me want to play this over playing anything else? Because plenty of other classes get, get speed, a bump to their speed, get dark vision. Elves get advantage against being charmed, and getting to learn a cantrip, or a cantrip or two is great, but I can also get that as like an elf or, plenty of other races. There's just me. Oh yes. Okay. So that was the other thing. Yeah, check out Archives of Nethys under the Ancestries, because there is a Kitsune race in there. There is a Kitsune ancestry. So that might help. Yeah, right here. Change shape. You can see, so they too have low light vision. They get a free boost to charisma. Their speed's actually smaller. But you transform into a specific alternate determined by your heritage. If your heritage doesn't list a form, your alternate form is a tailless form, which is a common humanoid prevalent to where you grew up. This form is the same age and body type as your true form, roughly analogous physical traits such as hair color. Using change shape counts as creating a disguise for the impersonate use of deception. You lose any unarmed strikes you gain from a Kitsune heritage or ancestry feat. So you're getting that. So what are the feats that you get with this? Because the reality is Pathfinder only matters when it comes to feats. So what do we got? You always, okay, so as a Kitsune, you get access to a number of feats. We'll try and organize these best I can. We got 13, 1. 13, 5. 17, 1 again. 17, 1. 5. And 1. All right, so what do we got? What do we got for these feats? Foxfire. A crack of your tail sparks wisps of blue energy. Choose either electricity or fire when you gain this feat. Oh, you play one. Nice. That's cool. I play a Shuni Bard. He's awesome. You gain Foxfire, ranged unarmed attack with a maximum range of 20 feet. Deals 1d4 of the damage you chose. The Foxfire attack is in the sling weapon group and has a magic. That's pretty sick. Okay, that is actually something that you could very easily add into here, into your own as an action of, you can create, you can generate, by Orphan Who Sees Spirit. That's badass. Yuki Tsukino. Nice. I would say Foxfire would be very easy to implement into that. I would maybe crank it up to a D6 and just have it as an ability that you could use. So you gain proficiency in diplomacy and deception. Okay, so social situations, which you already had some of that going into the whole charmed thing. Making disguises. Yep, you had something in there, I believe, or that was something else we talked about. Oh no, that's right, you had charm person. That's what I was thinking of. So yeah, being able to shape change into others. Star orb. You gain a familiar that is a star orb. Okay, so it kind of floats around with you. And you have a claw attack. That makes sense. Oh, and here's some of your spells: Daze, Forbidding Ward, and Ghost Sound. Oh, that's the new one, Ghost Sound. That used to be something else. Yuki Tsukiko. The star reminds me so much of Ari from League. I never played League, so hybrid form. When you change shape, you retain elements of your Kitsune, allowing you to speak in fox form, use Kitsune unarmed attacks in tailless form, or gain a tail in your tailless form. Okay, cool. You gain an alternate form of the Kitsune heritage. Okay, so you get different forms. Cool. So when you use change shape, you can essentially cast illusory disguise for 1 hour. Kitsune spell expertise, confusion, death ward, and illusion. Yeah, honestly, a lot of what I'm seeing in here is, I would give. You have everything going pretty well, honestly. I would maybe tighten up some of the wording regarding your transformation and your shape-shifting. And from there, maybe give yourself an ability to shoot a little ball of fire. Because that is what my one player in the Golden Showers campaign, her, so she plays a half-elf ranger who her husband was killed, and he was reincarnated into her beast companion, who is a kitsune named Talus. So this is his stat block. Yeah, so this actually was different. It can transform into a young man. But yeah, so with this, 18 AC, here, wait, let me make this a bit bigger. Oh, definitely wanted extras. Okay, yeah, so Talus Kitsune, small Fae, 3d6. It has a fly speed, kind of similar stats to yours, only the intelligence and charisma are definitely higher. And then, yeah, we have the shapeshifter, magical resistance, innate spell casting, so it knows dancing lights, sacred flame, and charm person, which I think is kind of similar to what you were going for. And then this is all stuff more for the Ranger's companion. But down here we have bite and spirit orbs, and spirit orbs is kind of what I was thinking. It's a ranged attack. It uses her spell attack modifier. It's a range of 10 to 25 feet. So it's not super crazy, but she does have a little bit of range with it. And it does 1d8 plus proficiency in fire damage. I don't think she actually remembers that she has these abilities, or that Talus has those abilities. She never uses those. I'll have to remind her next time. But overall, I think it looks fine. I mean, like I said, it does need a little bit, it needs a little something. Deals magic damage going out and true damage coming back. Interesting. Yeah, that's, like I said, I would kind of split this up a bit into the charmed ability as one thing and this into a second thing. I would maybe, like I said, look into the 1D&D stuff about the druid to kind of tighten up the fox form. Or make it more like the wild shape from the current druid. And then, yeah, definitely look into the Pathfinder stuff, because honestly, that has really good that's a really good resource. So, all right. Oh shit, yeah, I want to look through this before I head off for the night. Because we've been going for about 3 hours. I got to be up early for work tomorrow. I'm the kind of player, I use my flavor spells all the time. As a tiefling main, I love thaumaturgy, which is why I added to the race. Yeah, I love my Shuni Bard bow. He's great. I'm taking his build down more of a psionic route at this point. Where he is like in touch with people and like their feelings and everything, and he's kind of able to play into that. So I'm able to like influence and charm enemies now. So it's been real fun getting to play that. All right, so what are we getting in the D&D Advent calendar? We got 20% off of coffee. I don't even know what coffee this is. Oh, there's a D&D coffee club. I want a tote bag that has the ampersand on it. Actually, how big is that? It doesn't say. What does large mean? That means nothing. I want to know how big that is, because I would love to take that to like conventions and stuff. I also don't drink coffee, so having Brewmaster doesn't make sense, but they actually have some really cool mugs on here. Oh, sweet. Oh. It's I just looked at this. There was a booth at, God damn it, I really want this. There was a booth at the convention this weekend that had this on a wall. It was the actual like Tomb of Horrors mouth thing. And I went up to them and I said, hey, my dungeon master told me about these. I want to stick my arm into it. And he was like, go ahead. And it actually had like a back thing to it. And as I put my arm into it, I pulled it out and they go, oh, that's right. We dispelled magic on it. It's good now. And I was like, you got me. Fuck, I kind of want these mugs. I like my tea. See, 11-ounce mugs just aren't big enough for me. I like bigger mugs so I can drink more tea. Oh God, what was that? That hurt my eyes. We got $10 off. What was it? $10 off the Planescape DM Vault Encounter cards and journals. Interesting. So we got all kinds of, oh, this is from Beto and Grimm. I was like, hey, I know this website. I've been here before. And in fact, I saw this at the convention the other day and I absolutely wanted it. But there was, if I got any loot, swag, or merch, I did. So aside from, it's hard to see here. Hold on. So aside from the pins that I got from Let's Roll Press, Tom Cardos, and the Griffin Saddlebag booth, as well as just a big D21. I did get some other things. Where are they at? Here they are. So I already talked about these, but these were from the Let's Play Tabletop Press cards. But on top of that, when I went up and talked with Griffin from Griffin Saddlebag, he was actually kind enough to give me some extras he had from his Living Spellbook cards, which I was flabbergasted because he was kind enough to draw his little logo on there for me. The same one that he signed on there, but these are cool. All just a bunch of magic items like the Fey Flame Torch, which is an uncommon wonders item that says, this magic torch was harvested from a tree in the Sapphire Wood, one of the most beautiful and deadly Fey forests. While holding this torch, you can use a bonus action to speak its first command word, causing eerie blue flames to appear above the head of the torch. The flames shed bright light in a 20-foot radius, dim light for an additional 20. The flames are not extinguished when immersed in water and last until you use a bonus action to speak the command word again, or until you stow the torch. You can use an action while holding the lit torch or speak its second or third command word. Speaking the second command word causes any illusion within the torch's bright light to be outlined in blue, green, or violet light of your choice for 1 minute. The torch can't be used again in this way until next dawn. Speaking the third word causes the flame to fly from the torch and erupt at a point you choose within 60 feet, creating an explosion of blue flames depicting the fairy fire spell. DC 15, no concentration required, in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point. A creature also takes 3d6 fire damage on a failed save, half as much on a success. You can choose to end the effect early as a bonus action. When it ends, the flame reappears on the torch, and it can't be used again until this way until next dawn. That is the Fey. Oh, there we go. The Fey Flame Torch, a cool magic item, and the living spell cards is something that I have wanted to get for a while, and I was just like, I'd probably never use them. Honestly, holding these in my hand, these couple that he gave me, makes me regret not, because playing in person again and like playing at the library, I could see myself like handing these out to my players. Yeah, this is from the let's see here. Yeah, from Hit Point Press. So, because that was the booth, that he was at. He was at the Hit Point Press booth with the Humblewood stuff. But these are the cards that you can get alongside his books and everything. He had the saddlebag there. It was awesome. But yeah, I mean, even this value right here, this is tremendous. I would 100% get this. Yeah, Humblewood is one of the ones that is party. There we go, Humblewood. And then we have the animated spell book, the deck of many, all kinds of stuff. But we have the Griffin's saddlebag. So yeah, we have Humblewood, which they did have a big statue of Griffin, which was really funny. But yeah, like the deck of many animated spell cards, they had those there, which were really cool to see. And then they had, some more deck of many monsters and whatnot. But yes, these cards just so much nicer than I ever expected them to be. And I would not mind getting my hands on a copy of them. So at first I was thinking, so the ones that Jacob, I don't know if Jacob was there. I don't know if he was or was not. I don't know if Jacob or Spencer was there. So the ones that XP to level 3 did, they were the animated spell cards. So these are Griffin's cards from the saddlebag. But yeah, I have the Fey Flame Torch, the Flame Breather Staff, the Life Tether Ankh, the Fey Watch Shield, the Feywood Ivy, Fists of the Guiding Star, which are monk weapons, which are really cool, because these would be great for like, a shadow monk. The Forge Keeper's Spark, which actually has 2 cards, because it has so much information in it. And then we have the Flood Pauldron and the Focus Circlet. So we have a lot of cool magic items that I got some cards for. And that was actually it. Like that was all the swag we walked away with. Well, that and I had it in one of the pictures that I posted. It was the picture with Ted and I. So this mug was really the only other thing that we bought. Because apparently this is from Wild Bill's. They make craft soda. And if you bought the mug, which was like $30 or $40, I know that's expensive, you would get free refills. And apparently they travel to all kinds of different conventions throughout the year. So anytime that you go there, you can get free refills so long as you bring your mug. And like we saw people just like toting them around connected to their back, to their backpacks. It was really funny. So yeah, we bought some of those because Kaylee wanted that. She got one that's like that titanium multi-rainbow colored and it said PAX Unplugged. So that's like, she also got a lid and a straw to match it. So I definitely plan on using mine for some tea because it is insulated. But yeah, they actually had the legendary edition of Phandelver and Below the Shattered Obelisk there. These pins are so beautiful to see in person. I wanted this one so bad, the one for the Zentrum so bad. just because of how much the Zent plays a role in, you know, the two of my campaigns, because in Rime of the Frost Maiden, obviously that is a big enemy of theirs, but in my library group, one of my players is a member of the Zentarum. What were they? It was Wild Bills. Unfortunately, I can't justify, I just legitimately cannot justify spending $350 on a, on like a collector's edition thing like that. Yeah, really cool stuff. If you do like, really high end products for D&D, Beto and Grimm is 100% where you want to be. Like, all their collector's edition, all their limited edition stuff is just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Rime of the Frost Maiden with a Yeti tyke. Like, oh my god, such beautiful maps. Oh, that's right, they had the Arcane Brotherhood pin there. That caught my eye. So cool. All right, what's day 3? D&D Call to Arms products on sale at D&D. Oh, that's right. D&D Call to Arms is like where you can actually buy adventuring clothes. It is December 23. Why is this not there? Okay. Ooh. Grand Red Warlock garment. Monk, Barbarian. Oh, that's sick. I like this Barbarian outfit. Sorcerer, Paladin, Bard, Druid. Nice, nice. Oh, of course they're all sold out. What the fuck? That is sick. That's amazing. So expensive, though. So expensive. What do they have coming next year? Got Warlock, Ranger, Monk. Ooh, another Barbarian. Purple Sorcerer. So that's just like some different colorways. That's not bad. Got bags, jewelry, and patches. Got, oh, that's weird. Oh, a Periaptive Wound Closure, an Amulet of Health, Amulet of the Plains. That's sick. That's cool. Oh, sweet, cool. Class patches. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. All right, so that is that day 4? Oh no, this is day 4. The perfect stocking stuffer. %20 discount with code D&D Beyond 23. So what is it? A Cyrax Treasure. Serious Dice introduces the first officially licensed random dice packs for Dungeons & Dragons. Each pack comes with random dice set, 1 metal activity coin, and a D&D logo dice bag in a foil pouch. There are over 60 possible sets. Oh, here's all the set. Whoa. 60 possible dice sets, 18 different coins, and 5 different colored dice bags. Okay, so we have... Interesting. Oh, well, there's a legendary. Buy 5 and get 1 free. Oh. What do we got? Very cool colors. Oh, okay, okay, I see. These are the legendary ones over here. Damn. Rare dice, uncommon dice. And then the common dice. Ooh, Cherry Neb. That looks pretty sick. I like that. And ability coins, so... What is that? Oh, that's a Sphere of Annihilation. Nice. That's cool. That's cool as shit. And then we got Action Surge, Arcane Recovery. We got the different bardic inspirations from a D6 to a D12. Channel Divinity. Yeah, if you want to check any of these out, these are all the links here in D&D Beyond. Frenzied Rage, Indomitable, Inspiration, Reaction, Rage. Just different superior dice and wild shape. Oh, that's so cool. I want the black one. I want the black dice bag. If your local store doesn't carry dice or you want to buy one, you can enter to win. Oh, nice. No purchase necessary program. That is cool as shit. Serious Dice. If you are interested in any of that, they have some really cool stuff. Go check them out. I'm all for it. I kind of want to get a couple now. Get them as gifts or something. Christmas around the corner. What do we got for today? Oh, I know this company. I've almost bought stuff from this company. Yep. Rock Love. So yeah, we have the GM screen. This is some really cool stuff. We have like the Druid Sickle, Ranger's Bow, a Wizard Spellbook, Sorcerer, Barbarian, Bard, Rogue, a Dragon Head, Paladin Shield. This is Zank's Knife from the movie. Displacer Beast. Simon's Spell Dispenser. The Cleric's Vial, I remember that being there. The other bag of holding, and yeah, these are so cool, but they are so fucking expensive. Like, this spell book opening up is just absolutely hilarious to me. Like, I love this. I love the little boxes. Yeah, it's absolutely awesome. We got the Wizard spell book that opens up, showing the wizard symbol. And then Zank's Knife. That actually goes into the handle, because that's the one where he like throws it out in the movie. Oh, I just closed the wrong one. Then we got, yeah, the Cleric's Potion Bottle. Got to keep your party healed up. Yep. The Bag of Holding. What was the other one? Oh, yeah, the Spell Dispenser. Yeah, that's really cool. You know what? It's funny. I know so many people that were, like, poo-pooing the whole Spell Dispenser thing. I love how it's just flavored on a component pouch. Like what a way that a you know, somebody would flavor a component pouch to be like, oh, I have this cool disc that I can spin it and like get a certain thing, and that like pops out a little charge for my my spells. Or what is this, a mimic? What's it say? Definitely not a mimic. That's awesome. Yeah, the only downside is like these things are around $150 to $200. Like, and the small ones that are more affordable are straight up still about $150. So yeah, just kind of a downside, but hey, I mean, I guess if you're going big, it is nice. Ooh, I want that Magikarp. I want a Magikarp necklace. That's awesome. I want a Magikarp necklace now. It sucks that I know that it exists now too, because like now I want it. We'll have to see. Yeah, keep an eye on this. Got all kinds of stuff coming out for that. So, but that's gonna do it for me tonight. Tonight we really didn't have a lot of structure, but you know, just chatting about different things here and there. So thanks for joining me, everyone. We've been going for about 3.5 hours, and I gotta be up early for work tomorrow, so I will see you guys later. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate some new folks around, some old folks around. So thank you everybody for coming by. If you want to hang out with us again in the future, I do these streams generally Monday nights at about 9:30, 10 o'clock Eastern time. If you want to stay updated and keep on it, you can go to keltscorner.com. That's right. That is a link that actually works. And you can go there and you can access the Discord. You can get to my Twitch channel, which you're already on. So, or you could be watching this after the fact on YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, that link will also get you over to my YouTube account. I also have a Patreon, a Twitter, and an Instagram that I don't use, but hey, they're on there as well. So, yeah, join the Discord if you want to come by, talk to folks, you know, see what we have going on. Got a lot of good people over there chatting and hanging out every now and again. So, yeah, come on back if you ever just want to have some fun. So, thanks again. I'll see you guys later. Enjoy your nights. I'm going to go get some sleep. Bye.